Ordering Lego bricks can be a tiring process, and it can be extremely expensive if you don't know where to look or how to find deals. But we've learned over the last 2 years of collecting, buying, and sourcing that it's possible to not only save money, but save lots of money when buying bricks. As you guys know, we started this channel during the global pandemic in the middle of 2020. We were initially very overwhelmed with the idea of sourcing all of our bricks, especially at prices that made sense for our business and channel, not to mention frequent shipping delays and Lego store closures. We needed to acquire thousands of bricks for our videos in only a short matter of time. And we came up with 5 methods for sourcing Lego bricks at a discount. Okay guys, so there's probably more than 5 ways to source Lego, but we've felt it made for a good video, and these are our favorite methods. On top of that, they're gonna save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars down the road. So, with that said, let's dive in. Bricklink. A website most Lego fans love, but also somewhat kinda hate due to the user experience. If you don't know by now, Bricklink is now owned by Lego. It's been around for over 20 years, and it's still a great way to source bricks. You can also buy bulk bricks, and you can often save money when you buy over 100 of a certain brick through certain stores with bulk lots. Additionally, you can scan through listings and better filter to find deals for specific bricks, which, as an example, the reddish brown 1x8 brick can be quite expensive at first glance on Bricklink, but after some filtering, good deals can be found. And this is true for most bricks. Bricklink is a better deal than buying from Lego Bricks and Pieces or online Pick-a-Brick, as the prices are almost always better. Keep in mind, you'll need to pay attention to shipping costs, but there are numerous stores that offer free shipping after a certain price threshold, or if you do repeat business. You can also choose between buying new bricks or switch over to used bricks, which will often save you additional money. The next tip is probably our favorite in the whole video, and it's one that we do weekly. Parting out sets is a great way to save money if you know how to shop. In previous videos, we've talked about price per piece on Lego sets and how we aim for 5 to 6 cents or less when we buy sets to part out. Essentially, we buy one or more of a certain set, especially if we can find a good deal somewhere, and use these to part out for bricks. So if you think about it, with Bricklink, a lot of the people who have parts listed as new have essentially bought sets and parted it out themselves, and that's where they're getting their parts for their listings, and they're making the spread. So if you want to save money, the best way to do it is just part out the set yourself, and then you save money on shipping costs, and you're not paying a middleman to basically sort the set for you. So with all that said, what exactly is parting out a set? It's essentially where you buy one or more multiple sets solely for the pieces rather than to build the set. For us, since we do a lot of custom city builds and more realistic builds, we focus on creator and creator expert sets, as well as bulk sets such as the Lego Classic box. You get an amazing mix of pieces which can be used in future builds, and overall you save a lot of money on parts. So as an example, if you build a lot of Star Wars sets, or if you build a lot of Harry Potter sets, or other themed Lego creations and mocks, then you probably want to stick to that theme category because you're going to get a lot of pieces that you'll use in your various builds. For us, we do a lot of city builds, so we use a lot of city sets, expert sets, 3-in-1 creator sets, etc., because those pieces are typically what we use throughout our city.
Now, as a reminder, if you haven't seen our city build, I'll link it up above where you can watch the full build series where we build it from ground zero to what it is today.
Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, eBay, Craigslist even. These are all great online resources to find discounted bricks, and usually within your own neighborhood. On Etsy, you can find bulk bags of cleaned and sorted used Lego, like we did last year, where we bought 5 pounds of Lego from Etsy and we got a lot of great pieces. We did a full video on this, and I'll link it up above. But you can also buy bulk colors, certain types of parts and elements, and more. We also often check Facebook Marketplace, as there are a lot of parents out there trying to sell Lego that their kids have outgrown, or maybe they found it in their attic or their basement, and most of them are just looking to get rid of the Lego rather than looking up how much it's actually worth. You can often find insane deals for used or lightly used Lego, as well as occasionally you can find deals for unopened sets like the diner set that Miss AFL TV found on Facebook Marketplace a few weeks ago, or other retired and hard to find sets. Our next favorite method is sourcing through the Pick-a-Brick wall. It's a great way to stock up on bulk Lego, and it's a great deal if you know how to properly pack the cups. One time in just one of our cups, we managed to fit over 783 parts, which at $15.99 per cup comes out to just 2 cents per piece. When you're going the wall route, be sure to focus more on the smaller elements, as the bigger ones are less of a deal and you can usually find the big ones for cheap online or in certain sets where you can part them out. So we tend to focus on the smaller bricks on the wall and we just jam them into the cups. You can also search parts on Bricklink even while you're in the store to see what the current market price is of a piece and see whether it's worth buying from the wall or buying online. As an example, we found white slopes on the Pick-a-Brick wall once, where on Bricklink they're over $1, but they were on the Pick-a-Brick wall, so we packed a cup full of them for only 15 bucks, and it was a great deal. There are also guides on Google and on YouTube on how to properly pack a Pick-a-Brick cup and essentially get even more bang out of your buck. And there's some ways to really pack the cups tight using different geometry and different methods, and you can often double the part count, which is essentially what we did for that cup where we had over 780 parts. However, keep in mind this also takes a lot of time, especially when you're carefully packing the cups in a store. And as they say, time is money, so it's kind of up to you to decide whether it's really worth meticulously packing the cups or just stuffing what you can in the store and getting out of there. One last tip for the wall, and we do this all the time. However, it doesn't happen at every Lego store, so you gotta find one that is our participating Lego store that actually allows you to do it. But you can pour the cup into a bag, tie it off, and put that in your bag rather than paying for the cup, and it actually saves you 50 cents. So essentially, after you fill a Pick-a-Brick cup, hand them back the cup after you pour it into a bag and they will give you 50 cents off your purchase. Not only is it a great way to save money, but I don't know about you guys, we have a ton of Pick-a-Brick cups over the years, so we really don't need any more and we'd love to cut down on the waste. So we just fill the cups, pour them into bags in the store. They give us 50 cents off, which is excellent savings, and we don't have a bunch of cups laying around anymore. Just make sure your local Lego store participates before you start filling. Pick-a-Brick in person is almost always cheaper than the online Pick-a-Brick or going the bricks and pieces route on lego.com. So that's why we recommend doing Pick-a-Brick in person if you're able to. The last tip is to join the Lego VIP program if you aren't already a member, and pay attention to when they're having certain promos. They typically do double VIP at certain times throughout the year. So we typically try and buy our sets to do our part outs during double VIP time. And we use the points that we get from those double VIP purchases towards the Pick-a-Brick walls. So essentially we cash out the VIP and use it for Pick-a-Brick. So now that you've bought your sets to part out with the double VIP points, not only do you have all these VIP points to then cash out and use on the Pick-a-Brick wall, all of those bricks are now free. And when you go to the store to buy those bricks off the Pick-a-Brick wall, even if you use VIP points and spend $0, assuming that the total amount is still over what's required for the promo that's going on, then you get that promo set for free as well, even though technically you're not spending any money. It's a great way to get a bunch of free pieces, and we do it all the time. VIP is a great program, especially since Lego rarely offers discounts in store or online for their sets. And you can follow larger Instagram accounts, including ours, to see when double VIP points is happening, because a lot of people usually rave about it and post it online. Even if it isn't double VIP, make sure you still scan your VIP code whenever you buy something at the Lego store or online, so at least you get the regular points. Well guys, I hope you found a lot of value in today's video and you save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars moving forward. If you liked today's video, don't forget to drop a like for the algorithm and be sure to check us out on our other videos, as well as consider subscribing if you don't already. We're trying to reach our goal by the end of the year and we appreciate everybody's help so far. But that's it for today's video. Thanks again for watching and we'll be sure to see you next time.